We're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. It is Monday, July 16th. We are in the final leg of the Republican runoff for governor, a position to be on that Republican ticket against Stacey Abrams, the Democrat, on July 25th. Election day is July 24th here in Georgia. And we have Brian Kemp and Casey Cagle wanting to be the name on the ballot. We're wondering if the hot zip code that has been for so long in Gainesville may shift over to Athens. Now, let me say this. Let me get some things done, okay? Casey Cagle supporters that may be tuned in, I love you, okay? I really do. I'm just being clear on politics. I'm not telling you I dislike your candidate. I've never said I actually like, I do. I like both candidates or dislike Brian Kemp. But let's be clear. Your candidate, we're talking to Casey Cagle supporters this morning, okay? Because we love you and we want to help you through this because you're all upset over Clay Tippins, and we're going to help you through it, all right? Not being a jackass. Stop blaming Clay Tippins and put the blame where it lies on the campaign staff team at the top. It's like the FBI has all these people underneath, lower level FBI across the United States, 99% of them good people. It's that 5 or 6 at the top. Same thing in this campaign. There's a lot of you out there in Casey Cagle's campaign that you're great staff members. You're working very hard. You're getting the signs out. You're making everything set up at every stop, doing what you're supposed to do, posting things, whatever. It is the 1 or 2 at the top that has blown this. It's not over yet, but thus far that has a lot of people upset in your camp with Clay Tippins. So stop blaming Clay Tippins. Every campaign should always have a response team ready, okay, ready for a disaster that could happen at any time. There's hundreds of campaigns. If you're a young person out there and you're working in your first campaign or your third and you're all of 30 years old, there's hundreds and hundreds of campaigns that have imploded. I mean, Mitt Romney wishes like hell he never took a vacation and strapped a dog to the top of the roof. All right, wishes to, like hell it would never happen, okay? John McCain's wishing he would have never sang bomb, 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 bomb Iran. Whatever the hell, as simple as it may be, there are disasters that happen in campaigns. We used to call them the October surprise, but your team is ready for responses, and your team blew it. So shut up about Clay Tippins. Now here's the point. This is my riddle of the day, right? What does Vladimir Putin, what does Russian hacking, okay, of DNC server, Hillary Clinton's emails, and John Podesta, okay, Donna Brazile, purple-haired African-American lady, former DNC chair, what does Russian hacking, Hillary Clinton, John Podesta's emails have in common with Clay Tippins' secret recording of Casey Cagle? What do they have in common? I'm going to give you what they have in common. Number one, the Russians hacked the DNC. That's what we're led to believe, so we're going to go with that. The Russians hacked the DNC. The response Hillary Clinton had was Donald Trump or the Russians hacked the DNC. Her emails were obtained illegally. WikiLeaks released them. That was her response. Now let's say this. Clay Tippins, okay, records Casey Cagle privately and releases it. Right? What's Casey Cagle's response? Why, that was dirty, underhanded, corrupt. Brian Kemp was in on it. There's a whole staff. That was his response. Hillary Clinton or nobody today, they're all looking at the 12 Russians, okay? Boris and Natasha. They're looking for Boris and Natasha, want to know if Trump will bring them home, handcuff them, march them on the back, of the Air Force One like children at the border and put them in a cage and bring them home. And that will really cement our relationship with Vladimir Putin. If he really wants peace with this country, he will send those 12 Russians home. But no, they're more focused. We've always been more focused on who hacked the DNC. I understand. But what we learned out of that is the content. It did not change what Hillary Clinton emailed. It did not change what Cheese Pizza Podesta emailed. It did not change finding out that Donna Brazile rigged the debate for Hillary Clinton at CNN by giving her... It did not change what we found out. It's wrong Russians did that. It's wrong what happened, but it doesn't change the content. But no, all they have focused on is Russian hacking, Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump and them. All right, I should have been president. Now go down to Clay Tippins. All Casey Cagle, it doesn't change the content. It doesn't change what we learned. I will look into the camera and I will tell you, I would be very concerned sitting down one-on-one with Clay Tippins. Frisk him, baby. Shake him down. Give him the pat job. Do a little reach around there. Because I got to see where he's hiding something. Okay? I would be leery. But it doesn't change what we learned out of it. It doesn't change the fact that there's a tone from Casey Cagle, okay? There's a tone from Casey Cagle of an elitist, that those voters out there, those craziest, who can be the craziest, could win. While we were running, Mike Williams, that crazy-ass guy had a deportation bus. That crazy-ass Kemp had a shotgun and a chainsaw. That crazy-ass Hunter Hill, he had somebody dressed up looking like me. And that crazy Clay Tippins, well, they's all crazy as hell. Who could be the craziest? Now, Clay, we know that's what was happening. So we got an attitude. So no matter how Clay Tippins got the recording, it doesn't change what we learned out of it. Same thing with the Russian hacking with the DNC server. That's wrong. It's bad. Can you trust the Ruski? No. We should probably be going through their desk drawers now over at the embassy. But at the same time, it doesn't change what we learned. So instead of Casey Cagle saying, and then what happens? He does a Democrat response. He explains what he meant. I'm like, who the hell's running this damn campaign? Shut up. I mean, you ever heard of, what you say, what you're about to say can be held against you in an election? I mean, when the cops show up, damn it, and they go put the cuffs on, gotcha. You remember that famous line, what you're about to say, these are your rights. What you're about to say could be used against you in the court of law. We all learned that in Bad Boys, Bad Boys. If you did not know that. Hell, Cagle doesn't, hey, what you're about to say will be held against you in an election. Shut up. But no, Casey comes out and explains what he meant. Casey comes out and walks her all the way around of what he was really trying to say. I'm thinking the whole time, what do you mean? You're acknowledging and accepting and admitting way too much stuff. Here's what Cagle should have done. Mr. Cagle, we're releasing tonight, when you see the news, a clip given to us by Clay Tippins that we're going to release some audio. Do you have a comment? Well, I'll tell you what, anybody that would walk in a room, man to man, and sit down and privately record you, I don't think you could trust not to alter an audio tape. Are you saying that's not you on the tape, Mr. Cagle? I'm not telling you who's on the tape. I'm not denying I had a meeting with him. I'm not denying I talked several subjects with him. But I'll tell you this, Let's start at the underhanded, dirty, rotten trick that this man has tried to play on me, and it's going to backfire. I'll tell you why it's going to backfire, because I'll tell you what, until we get 2 or 3 people to authenticate exactly what was done there, and that these people did not chop this up and move some words around to make it sound a certain way about me. Just think, anybody that would do something as underhanded as Clay Tippin and as dirty as Clay Tippin, and I know for sure the voters of Georgia will not accept a dirty, underhanded trick, because the voters are smarter than that, and they're also out there thinking that this was altered or could have been altered. So I'm going to move right on from this, and you people figure out if it's authenticated, and you authenticate it and you let me know. But until you do, I'm not going to acknowledge a dirty, rotten trick that Clay Tippins has played, and my voters and the voters of Georgia won't accept it. I could have wrote that all day long. He could have moved on. No, he started explaining what he really meant. I'm like, who the hell's writing your stuff? Oh, that's the guy you just wrote a check to $100,000. Wow, that was a real, stroke of genius. So anyhow, just saying, quit blaming Clay Tippins for this tape, and blame your campaign staff that could not set up a response and handle what they're supposed to be up against. All right, now, a couple more things. We'll get off the governor's race, but I do enjoy the governor's race. Governor, I got to say it like that, governor. Okay, a couple more things. Now, governor of Georgia, this is important, okay? So, let's move right along here. Let's put up the Casey Cagle, Chris Riley. Let's go into, this is Casey Cagle, Chris Riley. All right? This is Casey Cagle, Chris Riley. If you say it 3 times like rubbing the bottle on a genie, it might pop up on the screen. And if I get called a smartass or something on air, please, folks, just overlook it. Because I'm sorry, man. There's Chris Riley and Casey Cagle. Now, Chris Riley is the chief of staff, okay? Chris Riley is the chief of staff for Casey Cagle. And he was at the fish fry. And yes, damn it, this is the same shirt I wore to the fish fry. It's my new shirt. It's my favorite shirt. So if you're new to the show, every once in a while I get a favorite shirt. I wear it for 3 weeks. What the hell? I got some refreshing running around the dryer. Get off my ass. So anyhow, over at the fish fry, okay, we got Casey Cagle, and that is Chris Riley. And Chris Riley happens to be the chief of staff for Nathan Deal, the Governor Nathan Deal. Now, a reference was made that Chris Riley, Nathan Deal, the Governor Nathan Deal's chief of staff, was there in attendance. And off the cuff mark was made, if that's not a clear enough signal. So basically, he was there to me, my opinion, endorsing for Nathan Deal. So I went up to, and I'll say this is on the record, because I asked him an off the record question. But I asked him, I said, Mr. Riley, are you here on behalf of Governor Deal, or are you personally endorsing? And he is. He's, it's in Gainesville, and that's where Governor Nathan Deal lives, and Gainesville is from. And he said, well, I'm just here because it was in my backyard. So he left it at that. But a reference was made. Now, let me see what I have here. Insider Advantage released yesterday. Insider Advantage, which is Phil Kent, said Insider Advantage has confirmed from numerous sources that Governor Nathan Deal will endorse Lieutenant Governor Casey Cagle, perhaps as early as Monday in the Republican gubernatorial runoff. The word started to spread among Cagle from the last 4 different regions of the state late in the day Saturday. Cagle Trail. See, Saturday I was there, okay? And it said word started to spread as they were announcing all day Saturday, where that it was just getting talked about. And then Chris Riley was there, and it was said, I think Lieutenant Governor said, I want to welcome Governor Deal's chief of staff, Chris Riley. And if that's not enough, what is? So it looks like Governor Nathan Deal. So put up Governor Nathan Deal and Casey Cagle. Now, this is the week in review. This is just saying what we think will happen here in the governor's race. Now, it'll be such a low turnout. Remember Karen Handel and Nathan Deal, was it 500 votes or 5,000 across the state? It might have been 5,000. I'm thinking it could have been at 500, okay? Google that. Karen Handel loses to Nathan Deal by 500 votes. See if that's the number, if you could, okay? And let me know. But there's just enough votes in Hall County. Now, my personal opinion, all right, I want to be able to go 50-50 on this. My personal opinion is Nathan Deal's endorsement of Casey Cagle will lament, is that what it is, or validate or rubber stamp Cagle being a career politician, an elitist, a insider. I mean, Cagle's ready to roll the dice to get Hall County to put him over the top. That's my thought. Because I'm going to tell you with grassroots conservatives, the hard grassroots conservative, okay, Nathan Deal's not a hero. This could push. This is a balancing act. To me, this is desperation, okay? Now, do I think Oliver North would have come in? Generally, if you do the research, okay, I'm not saying the NRA does not come and do rallies, but the NRA did endorse Casey Cagle. You do understand if Brian Kemp wins, the NRA has to come back and endorse Brian Kemp, a week and a half from now. All right? So a lot of times the NRA will not come in and do personal rallies other than their word of endorsement for a Republican candidate against another Republican candidate head to head in a runoff, okay, unless it's a sign of desperation, okay? Because you got to understand, the NRA came in just for him, Oliver North, to push him over another Second Amendment candidate, Brian Kemp. You got to stop and think about that. Not over the Democrat. That's how, my word, desperate that this campaign has gotten for Ollie North. And that was big. That was really big. So you take that handful of votes because it's a statistical tie, 44-41. Kemp is up 3, but that's the margin of error. So Kemp's up 44-41. So statistically a tie. So Oliver North could come and bring in just a handful of more votes to tighten it up. And Nathan Deal could send it over the edge. Now, he will not apologize. They will not step down. They will not back down. The Casey Cagle, we will not back down, where Conservative Tour really backs down when Nathan Deal becomes an endorser. Because I don't care who you are out there. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, I heard Greg Bluestein, which these candidates can't wait to shove their head up his ass at the AJC. I heard Greg Bluestein yesterday say, well, you know, we were number 1 to do business. We've slipped. CNBC has Georgia as slip. But currently, right now, is it not the climate of RIFA and RIFA and the religious liberty, RIFA, and it's some of the things that's happened that's created a climate that with Delta, also the tax break, all the social, even taxing conservatives believe in, does that not hurt our atmosphere? Let me tell you, okay, these candidates are Nathan Deal. Do you know when you go through a state and you change states, right? Like you're going to West Virginia and, you know, it says, welcome to wild and wonderful West Virginia. Governor, the new governor, or whatever the governor's name is. Governor so-and-so wants to welcome you to Virginia. Governor so-and-so, where Virginia is for lovers. I don't know if it's still for lovers or not, all right? Now, you know, it depends, you know, his, hers, hers, or whatever's, okay? But Virginia is for lovers, okay? West Virginia, the governor. I've always said, Georgia, Nathan Deal for 8 years ought to change all the signs that come into Georgia. Welcome the governor. Nathan Deal wants to welcome you to Georgia. Check your damn religious beliefs at the state line because we don't give an SHIT. We will not defend you, protect you, or care for you one way or the other. If you are with Mercedes, Porsche, Caterpillar, or any other corporation that would like to come in here and you need a big tax break, please get in the far left lane. Speed limit does not apply to you. And head on down to the Gold Dome so we can give you every damn thing we can. But if you have any kind of belief system whatsoever, check your ass at the state line. That's Nathan Deal, and I'm telling you, grassroots conservatives are not on the Nathan Deal bandwagon. They're just not. Now, so Nathan Deal endorsing Cagle. So you have Ollie North coming in. That was unusual, big. That was very, very big. I mean, this may push Cagle over the top. So you got Ollie North coming in from the incoming NRA president, packs the house across Georgia, gets the press. We put all kinds of social media up, gets the press across Georgia, and gets maybe that percent or two fired up to come back to the polls and vote for him. All right, but Ollie North, it was unusual coming in, personally doing that against another strong. Now, no matter what you do, Casey Cagle supporters, you cannot tell me that you don't know that Brian Kemp is strong on Second Amendment. Okay? Strong on Second Amendment. And the NRA goes after him, and Ollie North says he's the only candidate. Casey Cagle. Now, I love the Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North, okay? I do. Have my picture with him. I just absolutely, it was a joy. It was just up here in my life getting to shake that man's hand. But he said, Casey Cagle, all right, that's not what he said there, but leave it up there. He said Casey Cagle is the only candidate, and it's on video, so you can go look at it, but I would say, quote, only candidate worthy of the NRA's endorsement. I mean, a straight shot, no pun intended, NRA, gun, boom, bang, straight shot at Brian Kemp. So that being said, where's I at? Where is I? Where is I? Okay, Nathan Deal. So Nathan Deal, and if Casey Cagle's going to run around the state and say, we are unapologetic conservatives and we won't back down. Shit. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Have you seen Nathan Deal? He's not passed anything. Oh, that was bad. That was bad. Please forgive me. Oh, the internet regulating gods. Please. Anyhow, that's why they're going to regulate me. That was a bad word. Oh, kids at home weren't listening. Damn it. Anyhow, so let's get back to that. Nathan Deal says, hey, if Casey Cagle gets the endorsement of Nathan Deal, he has thrown everything about being a conservative away. You know, they never discuss how many tax breaks they gave away, how many regulations they put on. They talk about cutting regulations, all right? They never discussed that while Casey Cagle is lieutenant governor, he's not solely responsible, but while he's lieutenant governor of the state of Georgia, in 5 years of his 8, 5 of his 8, the budget has gone up almost $6 million, 5 point whatever, over $1 billion a year the budget's gone up. $26 billion from 21. Seems like just yesterday, right? And if they tell me one more time they fully funded K through 12, I don't want to hear it again, damn it. I mean, it's like, oh my God, K through 12 is fully funded. We must cheer. Why are we cheering? We don't know why we're cheering. It's just been fully funded. That is awesome. Let's continue to cheer. Why are we cheering? We don't know why we're cheering. Anyhow, so I think Nathan Deal's endorsement is intended to bring Hall County with that just enough votes. Did you get that information from me?
I did. I got a percentage of it. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So there's 131,575 here in Handle, and then
Not Ossoff. Who the hell said Ossoff? Karen Handel and Nathan Deal. I did say that, yeah. You want to tell the world that? The World Wide Web? They can't hear you. Oh, see, she has the option. Could you find out how much Karen Handel lost to Nathan Deal? That's my point. That's my takeaway so I can go to break. We're going to have to do a 3-hour show. Oh, God. 2489. That's it. Karen Handel lost the entire state in a runoff by 24-89 to Nathan. Is that what it said in the governor's runoff? Huh? Yeah, the last time. You got to pay attention, folks. Well, what do you mean the last? Because the last time was Nathan Deal. We had the same thing. We had a runoff. You had Karen Handel. Oh, wait a minute. How could this happen? Is the fix in? Let's see. Was Karen Handel the Secretary of State of Georgia? And then she ran against Nathan Deal? That's interesting. Brian Kemp, Secretary of State of Georgia. Just saying. All right, 2,400 votes basically, right? That's it in the runoff. 2,400 votes out of the entire state. Karen Handel lost by 2,400. Folks, that's all he has to pull in Hall County. That's all Ollie North has to pull across the state. It's a runoff. Don't forget the last one. Karen Handel, Nathan Deal. I'm not for sure if Nathan Deal hurts or helps, because I think Nathan Deal's endorsement is going to elevate and excite some groups. But at the same time, he could pull off that old Gainesville zip code. One more time for the Deal man. He's going to get out there and say, one more time for me, Gainesville zip code. Why, you don't want to see the zip code switch over to Athens, do you? Because I think the helicopter drivers, they already know the route. Like, they have the GPS set for Lieutenant Governor Casey Cagle to go from, the Gold Dome over to Gainesville. I mean, they got to reset the GPS and everything to go over to Athens. I'm your host, BKP. We're going to keep talking governor's race. I'm not quite done.
The Tupelo Tea Mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Better days ahead. Yellow pollen means green cash at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. The spring savings event is on at Days, and the discounts are deep. Now save up to $11,000 off select new 2018 Chevy Silverados, or up to $6,000 off select new 2018 Equinox. Pick any Chevy you want and save a bunch during the spring savings event going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down drive spray booth,